If you rent a property in Puerto Rico that was built before 1978, federal law requires you to give every new tenant a lead-based paint disclosure before they sign the lease. The same rule that applies to landlords in Texas, California, and every other state applies to Puerto Rico landlords too. The federal authority is 42 U.S. Code Section 4852D, the Residential Lead-Based Paint Hazard Reduction Act of 1992. EPA implementing regulations are at 40 CFR, Part 745. HUD implementing regulations are at 24 CFR, Part 35. These three layers of federal authority govern lead-based paint disclosure for any pre-1978 rental in Puerto Rico. 5 things you have to do for any pre-1978 Puerto Rico rental. First, give the tenant the EPA pamphlet. The pamphlet is called Protect Your Family from Lead in Your Home. The Spanish version is called Para proteger a su familia del plomo en el hogar. Both are free at epa.gov/led. If your lease is in Spanish, you must use the Spanish pamphlet. Second, disclose what you actually know about LED-based paint in the unit. The lessor checks one of 2 boxes. Either known lead-based paint is present, with explanation, or no knowledge of lead-based paint or hazards in the housing. There is no third option. Third, provide any inspection reports or risk assessments you have. If you have records, copies go to the tenant. If you have none, the form says so. Fourth, get the tenant to sign acknowledgement that they received both the disclosure form and the EPA pamphlet. The signature is the most important compliance file you keep. Fifth, retain the signed disclosure for at least 3 years from the start of the lease. Best practice is longer. Keep it as long as you own the property. The penalties for skipping disclosure are serious. Federal civil penalties under 24 CFR Section 30.65 exceed $22,000 per violation, adjusted annually for inflation. Tenants can recover triple actual damages plus attorney fees in private civil actions under the statute. HUD and EPA actively investigate and prosecute violators. Puerto Rico does not impose a separate territorial lead paint disclosure on top of the federal rule. Puerto Rico landlord-tenant law operates under the 2020 Civil Code. Ley Numero 55-2020, which addresses habitability under good faith principles. If lead paint is deteriorating, that's an independent habitability concern under Puerto Rico law, separate from the federal disclosure obligation. The form on this page produces a federally compliant lead-based paint disclosure with the verbatim lead warning statement, the lessor's disclosure section, the lessee's acknowledgement, and the signature block. Free PDF download. Built for Puerto Rico landlords renting pre-1978 property.